Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you wonderful people out there, and a very, very, very Merry Christmas to everyone watching from all over the world. And In a few days, I think Hanukkah also starts. So happy Hanukkah. It's holiday season for most people. I mean, except for me, I'm Hindu. But like, in generalized, we still celebrate. I still have some decorations up, the candles and everything. And we're hoping that Spurs celebrate with us. Let's have a lovely win leading into Christmas. All I want for Christmas is to beat Liverpool twice. That would be great. Um, as usual with me, well, not as usual, but for the last month or so, as usual with me, I have the lovely, lovely uh, co-host Jose, also known very fondly on this show as Josefina. How you doing, Jose?
Yeah, I'm not bad, not bad. I'm bunged up, so it looks like the them germs have reached my way. So I'm bunged up, but I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to today to start off with, sharing the show with you. Um,
Yeah, it is. It's
I'm
something is
interested.
going around.
I'm interested to see what you've got to ask and what you've got today. Um, your title for the show kind of puts a little bit of devilment into the show. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say it and said it. So, he's apparently a naughty little boy, and aren't we all, apparently, as Spurs fans? Let's see. Let us see who is in the chat. Jose is there as usual, as he is next to me as well. Saying smash a like, and uh, uh, on the way into the show. Sorry, I messed that up. Drula's here saying morning, Ash, Jose, and the Cockerel crew. Hey, Drula, what's up? How you doing? And then Shemtan saying good morning, Mr. Bossman, Jose, and the beautiful lady Ash. Hope you're both well. Feliz Navita. Merry Christmas to you as well,
And there's no that
Shemtan.
Shemtan.
And then Rinketik is here saying, wow, is this the famous Jose? And hi, Ash. Hi, Rinketik. How you doing? And then Mikey Romero's here saying, great morning, Spurs family. Hope you all have a great day and Spurs get a win. I'm headed to play early morning football to get ready. Oh, that's amazing. I
Yeah,
love
but hold
playing
on,
music.
Ash. But can I say that Mikey is in New York or New Jersey, right? So he's got to be a minimum 6 hours behind me. So that would make it 5:07 in the morning at least. Who plays
That's
football at
mad.
five? Who plays football at 5:07 in the morning?
Maybe he has to go really far to play it.
God, that's an early start. Very early.
I mean, y'all live in a small country. I understand. I live in a big country. Sometimes you have to travel 2 hours away. And then Mike is also saying, hope you're well, Ash and Jose. We're very well. It's Christmas time. Everybody's well. And then Chura saying, who's been a naughty boy, mate? And then Finn Rickwood is saying, morning, guys.
What
Morning,
if
morning.
Fid?
Okay, let's get into it. And has been giving some very interesting press conferences recently, Jose. I don't know if have you had a chance to hear any of them?
Some.
So you know, so and he recently sort of like called out Jamie Carragher, and he kind of made the point that like that a lot of people who are Anjin make, which is that there's a certain, like it's not it's just like, oh, here's a person speaks in a funny accent and like sets up in a particular way, and we don't agree with that style of play, so we're going to sort of like call it naive, and that sort of language that people use with Ange. um do you think that he has a point when he says that there's a certain like like there's a certain treatment of him because he's Australian. Do you think that's a thing?
Not really. I think look, he says what he's going to say, and he's damned if he does, he's damned if he doesn't. Whatever he says in a press conference, um, some people will take what he says this way, and then some people will take what he says that way. Some people will go up with it that way, and some people will come down with it this way. So, it's that, like I said, he says something, and people read into it what they want to, and they say, or they retort it back the way they think they understand it. And to be honest, sometimes he might be saying things, and we might all be getting getting it wrong in the way that he said things. Um, with his comments with the comments from Jamie Carragher, yeah, Jamie Carragher's got valid points. What he says, there's validity to what he says, but there's also validity in what Ange says and what Ange does. I mean, if you went down the route of trying to instill a new philosophy, um, a new style of play, and a new philosophy, new methods, new tactics, a new everything, and a result goes against you, and then you drop everything, then what kind of message does that send to the whole team squad? You know, the unders, because I'm sure that the unders are being told to play football in a certain way, because then it means that if they then get the opportunity to go into the first team, it's an easier transition for them. So, you're not going to rip up the rule book. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that will turn around and say, yeah, but he plays a certain way. He's always played that way, and he's won in other leagues, but this is the Premiership. And I understand the pros, cons, and that, but for me, I'm 150% behind the manager. But I am 150% behind every manager we've got. So, at the end of the day, I'm a Tottenham Hotspur supporter. Sorry, Tottenham Hotspur Football Club supporter. I support my team. So that means I support the manager, I support the players, and I support all the football activities at my club.
Yeah, I'm the same as well. Like never called for a manager to be sacked. Particularly, I have said that about the board. I have said that about Levy in the past, but I've never called a manager to be sacked because I feel like that personally, I don't think that changes much for Spurs because we have other problems in our like the way we run things. Um, Big up to David Share, Kois, Good Day, Ash, Jose, and chat using his membership chat wisely. Everybody can grab a membership just like David did. Be like David. And gotta say hi to a bunch of other people in the chat. Tony's here saying greetings from South Dorset Spurs minibus.
How many, sorry, can I
Um,
just say, Tony, good morning. How many minibuses are going up? Is it just the one today? Because South Dorset Spurs seem to have a good, a few people that travel up together, and they all converge in the South Stand, near Block 20. Um, and they always meet up with Kevin Clark and Adrian Schroker and people like that. So just wondering how many, is it just one minibus today? Because they all make the trip religiously for every home game, they make the trip. So safe journey to you all, and I hope you all enjoy the game. But is it one minibus or you got more?
Yeah, I'm imagining some people might even want to go for the like protest or show up to meet their friends who are in the protest, even if like I'm not telling people what to do. You can feel the way you feel, but I'm sure some people might be turning up for that as well. Uh, Sai Dancer saying, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning to
Morning,
you,
sight.
Sai." Um, and then Rinketic saying, no, there are certain treatment because he does the same thing 24/7. Hasper is here saying, I have zero confidence in us seeing a game out under
Morning, Has.
and Paul saying, morning to you,
Morning, Paul.
Paul. Dragon, these nuts, one of my favorite names, is saying, good day and inmate.
Good evening,
Uh,
Dragon.
David saying, yet we won. Who's Harold? Um, Anyway, Jimmy Talks Football is saying big up all.
Morning, James.
And then 3-4 all is saying back the team, not the regime today. Come on, you Spurs.
Morning.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, yeah, sensational, getting better. 34 degrees Celsius here today. That's wow, that's warm.
It's the evening now, isn't it, in Australia? Yeah.
And then Paul saying lovely stuff. Yeah, Australia is the best. Okay, let's get into it. Let's get into the game. Um, like I feel like this criticism of Ange and like the board and everything, it'll just go on and on and on. But today is match day, and as usual on match day, we talk about the game. So I'd like to focus more on the game. So the first thing I'd like to sort of like talk about is our goalkeeper. I've been slightly disappointed with Spurs fans after that game. And I'll tell you why. Like, personally, I thought Fraser Foster had a mare, right? Those two goals, you should not have conceded. This, particularly the second goal, no goalkeeper should be conceding that goal. So I was upset about it. But after the game, I listened to a bunch of people, Spurs fans online, and then there was like Spurs fans calling into Talk Sport and saying things like he's a buffoon in goal and these sort of things. And I felt like, what do you achieve by calling? Like, you can criticize his performance, you can say he can't play out from the back, you can say we should have had a goalkeeper in the summer, but like to call your player names and like give him that sort of hateful comments uh before he has to play a huge game like Liverpool, I think it's totally unproductive and it really won't help anyone. What do you think about this whole Fraser Foster thing?
For me, and I can only talk about me personally, before the game and after the game, my opinion hasn't changed. Um, this is a guy who's been a professional for 20 years. He's played for his country. He's played in European games. He's played in cup finals. He's played for some big clubs. Um, Goalkeepers have changed over the years. So when he first started out as a goalkeeper, all those years ago, he was a goalkeeper in a different era. And it's quite difficult to try and change a goalkeeper after a certain age. You know, if a footballer, let's say you've got a footballer now. If a footballer can kick his ball, can kick the ball with the left foot and the right foot, and plays out on pitch, he's expected to play football. You're now trying to teach someone who's never used his feet hardly in all his entire career, and you're now trying to say, oh well, he's crap because he can't use his feet. He's been a good goalkeeper. I think that the issue that a lot of Tottenham fans have got is they've got in memory, it sticks with them, what happened in the League Cup game against Fulham when we went to penalties, and he couldn't get down for the penalties. So he felt like a sack of cement or a sack of potatoes or whatever you want to call it for every penalty. The ball was well put into the net and he was still going down. And everyone remembers that. And because they remember that, they ridiculed him. He's come in and now he's played in the last 5 games, bar the last game against Man United. In 5 games previous to that, Fraser Forster has probably been man of the match in 4 out of the 5 games. So, yeah, it wasn't a good look, and he made 2 rickets for the 2 goals against Manchester United. But I think we won the game. We didn't lose. We won the game, right? And we've won the game, and so people should be able to look past that. We've won the game, and I don't think that Fraser Forster will make them the same mistakes again. Once you can see the goals like he did, he ain't going to make that same mistake again, you know. But we won the game. We move on. Let him have, you know, we haven't got another goalkeeper to put in.
Yeah.
So, to throw Brandon Austin in now because of 1 game is silly. You should as I said, back your players and back your team. Um, I get fans are reactionary, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. This is the squad that we've got, and this is the hand that we're dealt with, and this is what we've got to play with. Get behind him, and I'm sure that the team and the manager have got behind him as well.
Yeah, I really hope they have, because social media certainly hasn't. Um, uh, Lord Rodney Trotter is here saying we're gonna do this. Yeah,
Morning, Lord.
let's
Morning,
let's hope
Rodney.
so. And Daniel's here saying big up, and also making up the point I wanted to make later.
Small downs to you,
Um,
Dan.
wait. Johnny's flowers for Ash. Good morning, Jose. Good
Buenos dias,
morning to
Vasco.
you, Johnny. Okay, let me say hi to a bunch of people, and then I want to ask what Daniel is asking.
Morning,
Hey
Ben.
Ben, how you doing? Um, okay, let's come to it. The problem is now, if you're a rival team, you are pressing the hell out of Fraser as soon as he gets the ball to his feet. So, like we've seen this, like Premier League teams are brutal like that, right? We've seen this with Vicario as well. The minute they realized that he had a problem with corners, every corner used to be them trying to pressure Vicario, right? And I can see that happening again. Like I can see Salah or someone just rushing him all the time. Now that that they expect him to be weak on this front.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
do
just saying it to me. Right, so for
yeah,
Daniel, I think, if I remember rightly, Dan, you used to be a goalkeeper, I think you've said to me before in the past. So where I'm saying he won't make the same mistakes again and you learn from them is that when someone goes to close you down, you don't dilly dally like he did because he thought he had the whole, he thought he had 3 minutes to kick that ball. Well, he'll kick it a lot sooner now, and won't let the player get as close to him as he did. That's the second goal. And as for the first goal, with the first goal, instead of playing it across the back, or even for the second goal, instead of going short to the players either side or to the midfielder coming on, which is the way football's played now, what you then do is you dink the ball. Don't have to kick it or lump it all the way up the field, but you dink the ball over to the left or the right hand side to the fullback areas. Um, so, so mid fullback, I'd say about as wide as possible, right, and a bit further up the pitch from the fullback area. They dink the ball there, and it's less danger than what he did on Thursday night. And I just think you adapt, and Tottenham won't change the way they play like other teams. It's not just Tottenham. Everyone keeps to play and playing the way they play. But what they will do, or what I'm hoping he will do, and what will happen is that he will change and think twice about clearing the ball and not thinking he's got all the time in the world to do it. And then also the other one is that when you've got the ball at your feet, and if people are closing you down in the sense of your players have got to make angles, pop them into the holes, pop them into the areas of space where we can then, challenge for the ball or it's away from our area. And that's what, I think someone like Fraser Forster will do. That's what I'm saying. The mistake won't happen again. Teams will continue to press. Well, I'd say, and I still maintain this, about 15 out of the 20 Premiership teams play the same way with the pressing that they do. So, at the end of the day, we'll see. We'll see what happens today. But everyone presses, so you just got to make different choices, I think, as a goalkeeper. And as
yeah. The
defenders as
question,
well. Sorry, as the defenders as well. The defenders are going to have to shape up differently. You're going to have to provide different angles. Or if you're already providing them angles, you're when you play the ball out as a goalkeeper, you may have to change your modus operandi, and instead of going
yeah,
straight,
I think Gray and Dragushin also will play slightly differently. Because Gray mentioned in the after match interview that he shouldn't have passed back. So I like the fact that he's taking responsibility and saying that, I'm learning from this, and I'm going to pass forward. And like, because honestly, there was this point where Bissouma, like the ball was in midfield, Bissouma passed it back to Gray, and then Gray passed it back to Foster in a completely unnecessary situation that caused that goal in the first place. And I feel uh, we can do better when nobody is pressing us. Just go forward. It's fine. Like, anyway, Rinketic saying hasn't Fraser been up and down? Don't
oh,
forget 39. He ain't that quick anymore. He's what we got. He's what we got, everyone. Everyone has to just accept the fact that he's what we got and cheer him on as best as you can. Um, yeah. Anyway, Danny's also saying, yeah, both can be avoided. Like you said, he's taking a bit too much time on the ball. Yeah, I feel like hopefully he will in this go around. Faz Radfar 4-1 Spurs
Good
is saying
morning,
big
Faz.
um and then Daniel saying, I've already been to work. Oh, he's talking to Drula. Anyway, so enough about Fraser Foster. I feel like he's what we got. We're gonna cheer him on, and everyone has to remember that despite the fact that he's bad on the ball, he has been a relatively good shot stopper in the last couple of games. Even in the United game, he's stopped two or three. So I think that we have to take that into account. I think you always remember a goalkeeper's mistakes more than you remember all the things they did right, because it just takes that one mistake to remember. Um, okay, coming. Okay, before we go to the Liverpool game, like to Liverpool, we have a somewhat happy occurrence right now in the fact that Jet Spence has found a bit of form, and that means that uh, despite our how light we are at the back, we have earned a cushion in terms of fullbacks being replaced and rotated somewhat. Who would you remove? Would you play Spence first of all? And if you were playing Spence, which side would he play on?
Today against Liverpool,
Yeah.
I think we're forced today. I think it's going to be forced rather than by design. You know, it's good to have the options and say, well, today I've got three or four to pick from. Who are going to be my two? But I think we're going to be quite forced today because a doggy wasn't in the squad on Thursday night. He was injured. And whether he's made it back from injury today or not, I think a doggy would be a risk to start from the game off. So my feeling is that a doggy will start at left back today. Sorry, Spence will start at left back today, and if a doggy makes a squad, I think a doggy may start on the bench of his injury. So I think Spence will start on the left, and that means that he would be marking one Mohamed Salah.
I
And
don't think we should expose him to that. I think if a doggy is fit, let a doggy play. Simply because
he's not
uh
fit though, Ash. He won't be fit because he didn't play Thursday. He was injured, so he won't be fit
no, but
today.
Ange did say he's coming back. So
Okay. My
Mhm.
my opinion is he's not fit today. If he makes a subs bench, he does, and in that case, I think we're forced. It's by force rather than design that Spence will play. And Spence up against Salah, Spence will do well against Salah.
do you think so?
Yeah,
I don't think anybody will do well against Salah.
Spence is a. Do you know what? Spence was a good player. When he wasn't at Tottenham, yeah,
No, I'm not
we,
arguing that. I'm
yeah,
just
yeah.
saying I
I'm
don't
just
think there's any fullback in the world that would be good against Salah, if you think
well,
about it.
he played when he before he signed for Tottenham, right? Before he signed with Tottenham, and we're all watching it, and everybody's watching him when he was playing and putting in performances for Middlesbrough. During their cup runs and all that, how many people did Spence? Because they played for a few Premiership teams. I remember them playing Arsenal, and he put Saka in his pocket. Saka didn't leave his pocket for the whole game, and it wasn't the only Premiership side they played. They played other Premiership sides as well, and Spence shut them down. Spence hasn't been given an opportunity at Tottenham. Yet when he's played this season, he's looked like a brand new player for us. And, you know, he carries the ball, he's good in the tackle, he's very speedy and pacey. For me, I would not be adverse to putting him up against Salah. Me personally, I'm not the manager, but I would happily put Spence up against Salah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose if Odogi is not fit, we wouldn't have much other choice either. It's like Fraser Foster again. It's what we got. So hopefully they can keep him out, keep Salah quiet. I think personally that that might be hard because Salah's simply like Liverpool's top scorer. Every like he's just amazing. Like I think he's one of the best players the Premier League has ever seen. I genuinely believe that, and I think if he leaves the Premier League next season, it will be a loss for the quality of the Premier League. I have immense amount of respect for Salah. Daniel saying talking has a goalkeeper in the past, they don't remember your 10 saves if you make that one. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. Yeah. And Rodney agrees with you. He's saying Spence will keep Salah busy. He's got the pace. Yeah, I hope so. Danny's agreeing with me, saying I agree with Ash, the current form from Salah. No left back is stopping him. Shemtan think this Liverpool front line are licking their lips at all the space they will be able to run into behind our back line with no VDV. You know what, Shemtan? I think you'll be surprised. I think I have a feeling that they've been letting in some easy goals as well. So I think it's just going to be a pretty open game where we both score lots of goals. I don't think it's going to be like a 1-0, like a 4-0 drubbing or anything for Spurs. Um, Niles here saying, hello guys.
Morning,
Niles,
Mel.
what's up? Um, okay, let's go to Liverpool then. Now you know a lot of Liverpool fans are like all that banter. Let's make up for the disallowed goal, and they're such whiny little like annoying. And I wanted to curse, but I didn't. They're just such whiners. Okay, I hate Liverpool fans. Okay, because they just won't shut up about that goal. It's been a year. It's been more than a year. It's been a year and a half. And, like at this point, can we please stop talking about the disallowed goal? Anyway, so they're just like revenge for last year, and we're gonna like come and like smack you and all of that. Now they are top of the table. Um, they are the best team in the Premier League currently on form. Uh, do you think it's going to be like a drubbing? Do you think it's a free hit for us because we're the underdogs? How do you see it?
Do you know what? Ash, we sit here every time that we play against any team, right? And rightly so. We critique other teams, our opponents, but I think we critique our own team far too much and don't give enough respect to the team that we've got. People are saying, I can see people in the chat saying, and some people may think like along these lines, Liverpool going to find so much space, Liverpool going to tear us a new one. I hear this all the time. Every team you play against is going to have strengths and weaknesses. And when we beat Villa 4-1, we didn't have all these players. We had loads of players missing then as well. And I heard people saying Watkins, Duran, Morgan Rogers, Anana, that we're going to be torn to pieces. And I hear this from every team we ever play against. Sometimes we have to respect the team that we've got. And, yes, Liverpool have done well. Have Liverpool, right? For me personally, Liverpool are the best team on paper. They're the best team in England and probably the best team in Europe on paper, right? However, I feel that Liverpool got over the line in a fair few games at the start of the season. Then I felt that Liverpool became well oiled and played really, really well for a part as well after that. So finished off games, got the points early, then became a well oiled machine, right? However, recently, I think Liverpool have been tested. Winning, losing, drawing, I think Liverpool have been tested. And I think Liverpool coming to us today, they will be tested again. And they'll be tested like no other game that they've played this season. So, at the end of the day, yeah, Liverpool have got some really, really, really good players. But so have Tottenham Hotspurs. So have we. And I'm talking with a team with 10 injuries. We've got players. I mean, I understand the part that Ange keeps talking about, and this is where I'm really with him, right? Whereby we've got these 10 injuries, and people can all have injuries, but we've got them in key positions which no other team has got. So when you rip the spine out of your team, no one's had their spine ripped out of their team. They might have been missing one player here and one player there, but not the whole spine of your team being ripped out. And these players that are playing on at the moment, some people have said they're playing on fumes, and some people say they're playing on memory and that. But when we get all the other players back fit and we got a fully fit squad, what these people have been able to do, these players have been able to do in the last 2 months and carry us to where we are now with the results we've got now, it's going to stand them in good stead. Archie Gray, stand them in good stead. Dragosin, stand them in good stead. Spence, Davis, Bergvall, Mikey Moore when he comes back. All these players that have chipped in and helped whilst we've had all these injuries, they're going to grow. If they're not growing a pair at the moment, they will certainly have a pair by the time the other players all come back, and it'll bode well for Tottenham going forward. Today, again, we're going to be without a whole load of players. It'll be interesting. It'll be a good game to watch. But I don't think that we need to dismiss Tottenham too early. At the end of the day, we'll play our game, but I think it'll be Liverpool's hardest game today. I think it'll be Liverpool's hardest game of the season for them today. And in all honesty, we've drawn them in the cup as well, haven't we? And we need to play Liverpool. I think it's the first week. I think it's the week beginning the 6th of January. So it'll be a midweek game. So we either play on the 7th or 8th of Jan, we'll play. And then the second leg is 1 month later. Providing everyone comes back fit and everyone doesn't get injured again, we'll have our strongest side to play Liverpool, or supposed strongest 11, for the return leg in February. Because
Isn't that, but that's in Anfield. Are you
yeah,
worried about
that's
the
right.
fact that it's in Anfield?
No, what I'm trying to say is that we've got to play with what we've got for the time being, and
Yeah,
probably the first week in January, we definitely won't have our goalkeeper back, and it's debatable whether we'll have either or the two centre backs back.
yeah,
By then, Bentancur will be back, Mikey Moore will be back, Ben
yeah,
Davis will be back, some of the other injured players will be back, but Richarlison possibly will be back. But the two centre halves debatable. Definitely won't have our goalkeeper back for the first
yeah.
game in January. So you play Liverpool with what you've got today. Um, it's not much rest time. I think Liverpool got a day more than us because Liverpool played Wednesday, we played Thursday, and it seems to be, in all honesty, the rub of the green. If you looked at it,
This annoys me. Okay, United got a day more than us. Liverpool getting a day more than us. I feel like no, it's always Spurs who are on the losing end of the scheduling. I'm not saying that anyone has it in for Spurs, but I just don't understand why. Like there should be a longer duration rest. Like we're playing them literally 2.5 days later almost.
yes, I think. I mean, I don't think there's any malice by anybody, and Tottenham are being picked on. I just think that so far, we've not had the rub of the green with games. We've also, you know, we've either played first or we've played 3 days after a game, and it just seems to be the scheduling seems to have been quote unquote against us. I don't think anyone's out there particularly saying, "Do you know what? We're going to do it to Tottenham." I just think that that's the way things have happened at the moment, and who knows, going forward after the set of fixtures, it may be more favourable for us. But the thing is, when we were looking at our fixtures 2 months ago, 2 months ago we knew that we were playing every 3 days or whatever till the end of December and beyond, because now that we've got that game in the semi final, which we're all happy to be in the semi final because we want to get to the final and win it, it just means that where we would have got that little break in January, we've now not got that break because we're now playing the game then. And it just means that we're playing all the time, all the way through till, I was going to say, till the end of Jan. However, in the first week of February, we've got the second leg of the semi final to play. So basically, till the middle of February, we've got football all the way through. So we're playing
We do
all the way through.
have a small break till the 4th of Jan, right? Like there are a couple of days in the middle.
Yeah, but now,
A
yeah,
winter break.
but we've now been because but we've now got we don't get the full break because we've now got
Yeah.
that match in the semi-final. And at the
Right,
end of the
right.
day, we all want to be in the semi-final.
Yeah,
We
yeah, of
all
course.
you and I think everybody in the chat and everybody around the world that supports Tottenham wants to win a trophy. And therefore, we begrudgingly were saying, it's unfair, the rubber and the green. We've got to play every 3 days, but you've got to be in it to win it. And at the moment, we're in it. We're in the semi-final, and I'd take playing every 3 days to be in that semi-final. But from that semi-final, I'd like to win over 2 legs and get to the final.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Uh, Faz, they believe me, Liverpool are as worried about playing us as we are about playing them. With the home advantage, I cannot say anything but 4-1.
Go
You
on,
know what?
Faz.
I actually don't disagree with this completely. Like I tend to be a little bit more skeptical, but I will say when we win, we always win big. So almost always. I mean the stupid goals against United putting aside, we generally win like 3-0, 4-0, like that, So uh, I'm sure when we first score one or two goals in a quick succession, I can see how teams would start worrying about us. So I actually can see where Faz is coming from. Daniel saying between Tottenham and Liverpool, they've scored 67 goals this season combined. Tottenham 36 and Liverpool 31 goals galore. This game could be. Yeah, I agree with that. It's going to be a goal fest. It'd be really sad if it was 1-0. Rodney saying the goal was clearly onside, to be fair to them. Yeah, it really was. And Ricketty saying the funny thing is we beat the big dogs and struggle against small ones. Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of anti fans saying that that's not actually true and stuff like that. But I just dislike the way that they draw the timeline for that. Anyway, Rick, yeah, not with the wobbly line mate, never on. The wobbly line, who wonder who drew it. Yeah, War, you gotta give it to them. Side answer saying I think the midfield battle will be the game winner. Yeah, I agree with that. Davies is pushing it, but good point, Jose. Two of the best informed midfielders in today's match, Kulu and Gravenberg. Um, Daniel saying now I want to see when Romero comes back if Dragushin will just go back to the bench instantly because I have a feeling that might be the final straw for Dragushin. I've been enjoying his games. Like he's been working himself into form, Dragushin. But my only problem with him is that he still looks really weak on the ball to me. And when you have a goalkeeper who's weak on the ball and you have one defender center back who's weak on the ball, poor Archie Gray is left with all of the distribution responsibilities. And I feel like that's unfair to pressure to put on an 18-year-old. So I kind of hope he improves just a little bit. I've been noticing uh, the occasional the occasional blunder when he's on the ball as well, like not just in terms of what we've been discussing of him being too tight with the opposition players and stuff like that, but on the ball as well. Like there have been times when he's just had some loose passes, or he hasn't uh passed quickly enough, or somebody else has had to go collect it because it's overshot and these type of things. So I do wish that he'd improve his passing just a little bit. I mean, Romero, I mean, to compare him with Romero in that sense on the ball is like apples to oranges. Daniel saying, now I want to see when Romero. Oh, right. I already read
So
this.
what I've got to say on that, I agree with you, Ash, in the sense that for me, I think he's got better game by game. But his distribution, he's still learning to do that. He's young, you can coach it in him, he can learn it. But for me, um, if if Romero and Van der Ven came back and then they were not instantly, but if they became the centre back pairing again, yeah, I don't think Dragusin would be too deterred about it. I think Dragusin probably thinks to himself, in all honesty, he's learning about the Premiership. You've got to give him a season to learn about that. And I think to myself, when he signed for the club, the two that we had there already were always going to be the first set partnership. So the fact that one or both have been injured and he's got loads and loads of game time, I think he's got more game time than what he actually thought he would get. And therefore, as being part of a squad, because nowadays it's not a team, it is a squad. And I think with that, he'll be happy learning still about the Premiership and that this season. I think he'll still be happy to learn about the Premiership and that. And it will stand him in good stead what he's done, and he will push on from it. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I agree. We're in all four competitions. There's going to be plenty of football. He's going to get plenty of football. Like we said, like the January schedule all the way till Feb, it's all packed. So everyone's going to get to play. Like, I don't think anyone, like, we're literally, like, even our kids are playing. So everyone's getting a chance to play. There's a lot of rotation happening because there's a lot of football and there's a lot of injuries. We also play very physically, so we need rotation. So I think he'll definitely get to play a lot more than he thinks he does. So I don't think he'll be that unhappy. Anyway, Wayne saying, "Good morning, everyone. Hope you're all well. 2-0 to the mighty Tottenham. Come on, you Spurs." Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Wayne. That's a great good morning. And side answer saying the FA are Arsenal fans. And then Jimmy Talks Football saying, is Mikey more sick still or is he injured? Does anyone know? So
He's coming
he
back.
is. Pardon me?
He's coming
Uh,
back.
yeah. He's
He
going to
was,
start training again, is what Anne
yeah,
said.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, I don't want to speculate on what's wrong with him. Riketic is saying, to be honest, everyone plays too much nowadays. Yeah, I agree with that. Like, take out all the international friendlies for one. Daniel saying, yeah, to be fair, when they do the fixtures, they don't prepare for Spurs to be in an injury crisis or any team. That's true. And then Rodney saying, stick it on, then rough them up a bit. We can't really get much weaker, so nothing to lose. They got everything to lose. Yeah, yeah. Um, and then Todd Josh is saying, big up, guys. Big up to you, Todd
Morning,
Josh.
Josh. Oh, sorry, morning, Wayne as well, by the way.
Yeah. Even Arnie Slot wants Spurs to win a trophy. Yeah, I've been noticing his press conferences. He's been going all out, like glazing and like he's dressing him up like he's a girl that he wants to take on a date or something. It's just been very, very like excessively complimentary. It's not even like the normal managers complimenting each other. It's been like, I hope he wins a trophy. I'm such a big fan. I watch all the games. I'm just like, okay, does he want to buy Ange dinner or does he want to like play football? I don't know. I feel like that much glazing. There's something sus about it. Anyway, side answer saying even honest. Yeah. Rodney saying I wouldn't ever say a team should go out and injure the opposition, but I'm leaving it out there. Rinkari saying I think Dragushin would need a loan to Juve or something, a team he knows inside out. Uh, I think he's doing fine over here, honestly. Are we in a position to loan a third choice centre back with our squad? No, we are not. We're definitely not. We aren't beating Liverpool 3 times in a row. Let's be realistic. Not this Liverpool team. We need to either knacker them out and make them tap out the League Cup or lull them into a false sense of security. We need to beat them twice. We don't need to beat them thrice. And in somewhere in there, there's probably a draw as well as a possibility. So there are other ways to get skin the cat. Do we skin cats? Wait, what was the saying? Is that the saying? I feel like that's the
Skin a
saying.
cat, yeah. He's a saying.
Yeah. Why are we skinning cats? What's wrong with the English? Anyway, Daniel saying Jose's people said he picked Tottenham over Bayern for the game time, and in 12 months he hasn't seen loads, not really made.
Right,
Well, in
sorry, can I
Bayern, he
just,
would have
yeah,
been
can I
fifth
say,
choice.
Daniel, that, yeah, had he gone to Bayern, right, he would have seen even less game time because Kim Min Jae and Upamecano start for them all the time. And they had another centre half whose name escapes me, and I'm not including Dyer. And the only reason why Dyer got any game time last year is because obviously Tuchel had angst against the board. So he wouldn't have got the game time at Bayern either. And I feel that he's had more game time at Tottenham. And he's got to learn the league. You know, he's come from Italian league. I mean, Riketic's saying, why doesn't he go to Italy on loan to a team that, you know, and an environment he knows? The whole idea of coming to the Premiership is learning about the environment here. Now, any player, it doesn't matter who you are. We're just saying it's Dragusin at the moment, but it doesn't matter what player you are. It takes you at least a season to adapt, right? So he's now playing, right? He's now playing games, and he will adapt. He will become a better player for it. I mean, you look. If we look at today's opponents, look at Liverpool, right? They've got Virgil van Dijk, Konate, Kwanzaa, Joe Gomez, you know, and at the end of the day, they've got 4 centre halves who are, in my opinion, are very good centre halves, but only 2 of them can ever play. You know, and the other 2 will rotate, you know, and will play games here and there. But you don't see him throwing the dummy out, sorry, the baby out of the bathwater and saying,
See, cats, babies, like what is wrong with the
yeah,
English?
I know. You don't see him saying, well, I'm leaving Liverpool because I'm not getting enough game time. At the end of the day, it is what it is. I feel that at Tottenham, he will get enough game time, whether it be through rotation or for injuries, he will get enough game time. And he's still learning. He's learning about the club, he's learning about the Premiership. And like Ash and I have said, we've noticed an improvement in him. We're both, I think, on the same page that we're saying we're still not happy with his distribution. It's not there yet, but it's improving. And that's part and parcel of going to a new club and learning at your new club and learning about the new league that you're playing in.
Yeah, absolutely. Rinkatic is saying, speaking about international friendlies, the Club World Cup thing is in the summer, and all the European countries got World Cup qualification during the same time. Wonder which one they will pick. I mean, that goes without saying. It's the World Cup qualification. That I mean, it's not even Club World Cup's a joke. I don't know anybody who likes who watches even the Club World Cup. Anyway, yeah, listen to Jose. Smash the like button, you stingy gits. Um,
I love the way she said that.
yeah, yeah. And Ricky Singh like the stream or Jose will find you. Yeah, absolutely. He's everywhere. The boss man is everywhere. Ricketti's also saying the centre back situation is worse now at Bayern. Um, Daniel saying, what English say can we get Ash with next time they made?
I don't know. Put him in there. Put him in there. And we'll throw the matches way.
Yeah. And then Rodney saying baby out of the bathwater comes from the Victorian era where the whole family would have to share a bath and the baby would get the bath last. That makes no sense. Wouldn't you put the baby in the bath first? Anyway, never mind. And then Rodney saying, hence the saying was coin, don't throw the baby out with the bath water. Like, why would you take why like when the water is dirty from everyone else, why would you put your baby in there? Like, wouldn't you want the baby to have the cleanest water of all the family members? Anyway,
We are talking about Victorian times.
yeah, that's true. That is true. I mean, hygiene all over the world was a different situation. um, anyway, um, coming back to football, uh, so let's just let's just do the lineup, right? What do you think? What do you think we line up as? What's your lineup?
For today's game.
Yeah.
I think you'll go with Porro, Gray, Dragusin, and Spence. Forster and goal. After that, it's a toss of a coin. It's up in the air because you've then got in midfield you can play Bissouma, Sarr, Madison, Kulu, or Bergval. So 3 of them 5. And then in the top 4 space, in the top 3 spaces, it would be either Johnson, Son, Solanke, or Kulu. So you've got 5. You've got to find 3 out of 5, and then you've got to find 3 out of 4. Kulu's obviously in both. He can either play in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
3 midfield or in the 3 up front. So I suppose it comes down to who's got the legs. I think Bissouma will start today because I think Bissouma, because of his suspension, he's had a game rest. So I think Bissouma will start today. I think Sonny starts, Solanke starts. Kulusevski will start, but whether it's in the top three in the midfield, I don't know. He might go with Sarr in there as well in the midfield. It depends whether he wants to play Kulu in the three midfield and then put Johnson out on the right. And you know,
you don't think Madison will get a start?
I don't know. You know, I don't know. I know that we're at home. Yeah, Madison's got a chance and opportunity as well to play. Like I said, for me, I think the back five, I think we're forced because of Doggy. So I think we're forced in the sense that a Doggy won't play. And I think Spence deserves a start, whether it was at right or left back. I think Spence deserves a start. But in the midfield, like I said, the only definite start for me in the midfield is definitely Bissouma.
No, you have to commit 3 players.
Okay, you want me to commit. So it's a game now. I have to commit because you said so.
Yeah.
Okay, if I'm committing to it today, then I'm gonna go with who plays at the back? Right. Okay, I'm gonna go with Sarr, Bissouma, Madison midfield, Son, Solanke, Kulusevski up front.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. I feel like when we play Johnson, right, the problem, like we have a problem defensively when we play. He doesn't like when he's not getting a goal. There are times when he's like absent from the game, and I feel like we need everyone firing on all cylinders. This is not a game in which anyone can disappear. So I do think when Kulu's on the right, even though I like Kulu in the midfield, when Kulu's on the right, I feel a little reassured that he'll go back and help defensively, that he'll come forward and help with hold up play. Like, for example, if the ball goes to Johnson and he's on a tear, I don't expect him to hold it up. Like, and there's no one around him. I don't have that expectation from him. With Kulu, I know that he can do that. So there's a lot that Kulu offers on the right that Johnson just doesn't. I mean, of course, Johnson is faster than Kulu. So there is something to be said about being faster on the counter. But if you're not as effective as Kulu, then there's no point in being fast. And I also think that it's good to bring him on off the bench at like the 70th minute or something when everyone else is tired and you're really fast. Um, I don't know. I feel like play matters in the middle. Put Kulu on the right. Anyway, Wayne Bonner saying when's Bentancur coming back to play domestic football? If you mean when Wednesday back to play the Premier League, it'll be the next game because
Yeah, Forest is back next. He's back at after Boxing Day game.
yeah. So because they appealed, unfortunately, his if he had won the appeal, then he could have played this game against Liverpool. But unfortunately, the Premier League did not grant his appeal, so he has to be banned for one more game. Such is life. And then Jimmy saying, Biss needs to have a good game today. Yeah. What did you think of his performance, Jose? There have been a lot of mixed reports. Like some people thought he was like really bad. Some people thought he was really good. I'm somewhat in the middle on this, in the sense that I can notice the times when he was good, but I also notice the times when like he was making mistakes. And like for example, I mentioned going back to the goalkeeper when he should have gone forward and these type of things. In terms of movement, there were a few mistakes, but on the whole there were a lot of benefits as well. He saved that goal almost point blank. Bisuma, what did you
I,
think of
I
his?
thought I thought Biss, like I've always thought, the Bissouma that Tottenham have got, right, has been in and out, right. We've never got a consistent Bissouma since he's come to the club. When Brighton lost him, and obviously I live near the nearest Premiership team to me where I live is Brighton, and So I played football with a lot of the Brighton boys, and they were like, "Oh no, you've got a, you've got a really good player on your hands, and but providing he doesn't carry the baggage, because apparently he had baggage at Brighton, providing he doesn't carry the baggage with him, you've got a really, really good player." Well, I remember him coming to the club and Conte not starting him at all, and Conte saying that he was tactically naive, defensively he wasn't that great, blah 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 blah, and then we got to see Basuma start last season. And when Basuma started last season, we thought, okay, he looked all right when he started last season. And, people thought, okay, now we get to see him. Why didn't Conte play him? By the time we'd got to the 10th game of the season, our unbeaten run, or we our first defeat, everything began to unravel. And it unraveled before then as well. Even in our 10-game winning run, in our eight games and eight victories and 2 draws, things began to unravel when we started picking up red cards and doing silly things. So at the moment, we've still not seen a consistent Basuma. He still comes with baggage, and every time he makes a mistake or he makes a rick or whatever you want to call it, he then says, "I'm really sorry. I will come back a better version of myself." How many times can you say the same thing? I'll come back a better uh, version of myself. At the end of the day, um, yes, I agree with you. On Thursday night against Man United, it's probably the best, even with the mistakes, and there were some, right? Even with the mistakes, it's probably the best game he's had for the club on Thursday night. But he did have mistakes in him as well. If he could cut out the silliness, right? I mean, he uses confidence. You can see that from a mile away. He oozes confidence. He's a confidence player. Um, and he can walk. He can walk that ball. He can walk around players. But you've got to be concentrated 100%. To take you to that next level, you've got to concentrate for 100%. And he needs to, if he wants to improve as a player, he needs to take himself to that next level by concentrating for the 100%. But yeah, as I said, I think his best game in a Tottenham shirt on Thursday against Man United. But you're quite right. There were little errors here and there.
Yeah, like he's so frustrating because you could see how good he can be, because like there was this moment where he got past the ball and he just sort of like rolled it around his body and then somebody like he got dispossessed because he was just uh, a little late in like taking control of the ball after it sort of like went around of him, and I was just like, I was looking at it and I was going just a second faster, just one half a second faster, and it would have been fine. But like it was just like this almost like lazy swing around, which is beautiful to watch when it works, but when it doesn't work, you come out looking a little silly, anyway. um yeah, I agree. This needs to have a good game today. Wayne saying, Kulu right, Matters middle. We play better when Johnson doesn't start. Yeah,
Fair
this is
enough.
exactly what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with Kulu's form or Matters' form. It has to do with Johnson's form. Um, Daniel is saying Matters has 7 league goals this season. He's on course to have his best goal scoring season in the Premier League, even more than at Leicester. Matters has got 11 goals, assists in 15 league games. Yeah, the thing is, I feel like he's been picking up a bit of form recently. He's in and out still, but like when he's in, he's really in. And I think that, uh, you know, eventually he has to be that player for us that unlocks teams, because we don't really have anyone as creative as Matters. Although, weirdly, I would say Sunny's been up for that title as well. Sunny's like, he may not always be scoring the outright goals, but he's racking up those assists here and there, like and even when we don't score a goal, you'll see Sunny make an amazing pass, or like creating something or unlocking something, and then we don't score it, and I get irritated. But like, I feel like there's a creative aspect to Sunny that we're seeing that's slightly new.
Do you beat Liverpool? I'm going to ask you, Ash. I know you're meant to be asking me the questions, but I'm going to ask you this, Ash. Do you beat Liverpool with brute strength, or do you beat them with skill?
Um, I reckon it's going to be brute strength simply because I
I'm
feel
not
like
saying
a
Tottenham.
lot.
I'm saying anybody to beat Liverpool. Is it brute strength that you beat Liverpool with, or do you beat them with skill?
I mean, I reckon it's going to be on the counter, which means that you have to like brute strength the ball away from them and then quickly get it up to your like to their half, to the final third. So I reckon it's going to be brute strength simply because I feel like they will have slightly more possession than we will. And also because, like I do think that this slot team is more composed than the Klopp team. Even though I loved Jurgen Klopp and I loved the way he played, I do think brute strength is the only thing that will rattle them in a sense because they have a bunch of ball players, they have a bunch of like really creative players of their own. So
But do Tottenham have creative players as well, though?
we do, we definitely do.
Okay, because the reason I'm asking the question is before the Manchester City game, if I pose the same question, we all know the score now, but if I pose the same question about Man City, and I said anybody, this doesn't have to be Tottenham, it can be anybody. How do you beat Man City? Do you beat him with pure strength, or do you beat him with skill? And the game that we played against Man City, we didn't beat him with brute strength. We
Yeah,
beat them with skill. So
yeah.
for me, that's why I'm asking the question: Do you beat Liverpool with brute strength? Because you've got some teams out there. You've got some teams out in the Premiership that have brute strength, have big boys, and have brute strength.
Okay, so let's go with this. Who has beaten Liverpool this season? I feel like it's always been brute strength.
I'll tell you now. Liverpool. There we go.
Chat, if you can help us out,
I know
like
I've got the matches here. Right, so Liverpool since the start of the season have played. Uh,
so Jimmy and Just a Harmless Potato are saying Forest.
Liverpool, Las Palmas. Right, so they beat Ipswich 2-0. They lost. Forest beat them at home 1-0.
Yeah.
Beat them away at Anfield 1-0. And then the next game that Liverpool lost, because I think they've lost another one, didn't they? They drew to Arsenal 2-2.
I mean, that game was useless. I don't think
Have Liverpool lost only
anyone
once this
can.
season? I thought Liverpool lost twice. I thought Liverpool had lost twice.
I think they've only lost once.
I
Yeah,
thought
just
they'd
a
lost
harmless
twice
potato
in the league.
telling us we've only lost one.
Okay,
They've
so they
only
were
lost.
beaten by Forest 1-0 on the 14th of September at home.
And to my recollection, that was a counter-attack goal, right? Like I can't remember the game anymore, but I think it was.
But the Forest players, they had Elanga, Hudson-Odoi, um, Morgan Gibbs-White, and Chris Wood. So they played with. They're not players that you're going to say have got a brute strength. Apart from maybe you say the brute strength may come from Chris Wood.
No,
But
Forest is definitely not a team. Like Forest is a skillful team as well. Like they have a bunch of players in there. But I think that was possibly more like a freak thing because if you think about it, I mean 1-0, it feels like a little bit of a smash and grab.
right, so they've got away. So Liverpool's results this year, they've beaten Man United away 3-0. Then they've no, Ipswich was the first game. Sorry, Ipswich was the first game. So they beat Man United away 3-0. They beat Brentford at home 2. Forest beat them away. Right, they've beaten Bournemouth by 3-0 at home. Away to Wolves, they won 2-1. Away to Palace, they won 1-0. At home to Chelsea, 2-1. They drew with Arsenal at Arsenal 2-2. They beat Brighton at home 2-1. They've beaten Aston Villa 2-0. At Southampton away, who I would have said were probably a more strength team, they won 3-2 away. They've beaten Man City at home 2-0. They drew 3-3 with Newcastle away.
So basically, they've been amazing. Let's.
And they've drawn 2-2 with Fulham. And now they've got Tottenham today. Listen, today they get their second defeat of the season.
Yes. Let's come on with Spurs. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Rick is saying In-N-Out burgers. And then Daniel saying, if I got a good bid for Bissouma, I would sell though. Yeah, I would sell as well. I think we can upgrade on Bissouma. Rinkatic is saying, I don't like to use the word mistake, but ain't it worrying? Bis is 28 and still needs to improve on so much. I don't think he needs to improve in terms of like ability. He needs to improve in terms of concentration. Those are two very different things in my head. Like he has the skills to do everything that he doesn't need to learn new things. He just needs to do the things he already knows right. I think those are two different things. I mean, Daniel saying Bissouma is usually so press resistant at times. He's too confident in how he thinks. He's so good at it. He end up playing himself into trouble. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. It's like someone should send him for like meditation or something. To be in the moment. One of those hippie things. Yeah. Daniel saying, not strength. They're a physical team, especially in defense. Yeah, they are really like strong. They always have
Jamie,
it.
good morning, Jamie. Hope you're well, mate.
Yup, pal. How's it going? How's it
Up,
going for you,
up,
Jamie?
Yorkshire.
What is
Up,
up?
up. Let's say hello in Yorkshire. Up.
Yup. Okay,
There
I
we
would.
go.
I butchered that pronunciation, but anyway. Daniel saying, "Are we a strong team with strength?" I didn't really see it. If I see energy, though not strength, weirdly against United, I did think Sar and Bissouma showed a little bit of strength. I thought that because there was a point in the game where United kind of had control of the midfield, and then the way that we got it back was through strength and not through skill. Personally, that's what I thought. I don't know if you agree. Um, just Thomas Potato saying they only lost one. Wayne saying they lost two in the league and only one. Yeah, all of that. Um, and then Pranav is here. Long time no see, Pranav. Saying hello there. You never walk alone.
Good
I hope you do
Good
today.
afternoon, Pranav.
And then Rodney saying it was a great goal from Forest. Yeah, it was. I do vaguely remember it. Hudson-Odoi scored. That Forest at Anfield defeat made me sick for 2 days. I'm sorry, Liverpool fans cannot complain about defeats. You're sitting at the top of the table. Give me a break. And then Rodney saying you don't beat anyone with directionless brute strength, but that's how you rattle them. Yeah, it's about breaking up play, right? And Daniel saying it was energy that beat Liverpool in the transition. Forest hurt them on the counter. Yeah, that's what I said. Which will Rodney saying which will hopefully give us chance to show our skill. Pranav saying Newcastle Liverpool match tested Liverpool's midfield. Yeah, I haven't seen that game, but I've heard. Um, I mean, it's oh, Brad's here. Hi, Brad. A win today would be amazing. On our day, we
Afternoon,
can
Brad.
beat anyone. That said, it will take superhuman effort considering the injuries. Yeah, it would be a miracle. Like honestly, if we won this, I mean, I'm not saying we can't get anything out of this game. Definitely not. But if winning this game would require everyone to be firing on all cylinders and Liverpool to make a mistake, I think personally.
Brad, are you going to today's game, mate? Let us know. If you are, safe travels to you, mate.
Safe travels to you, Brad. Okay, match predictions. What do you chat? Put yours in as well.
The only prediction I'm going to give is Tottenham will win today.
Oh, what is this? You've been so iffy the whole episode. I don't know what midfield is playing. I don't know what the predictions are. Everyone has to give you. What did you give in your predictions league?
Tottenham win 2-1 is what I said in the predictions.
So then you're saying Tottenham wins 2-1.
Yeah, I believe that we'll win today. As I said, when we've played, there was a narrative out there in social media that we don't beat the big teams, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've gone out and we've done that over and over again this season, beating the big teams. Liverpool just another one of the big teams, and in all seriousness, we've probably played better against the big teams than what we have against the so-called inverted commas smaller teams, as people would say it. So, I think at the end of the day, Liverpool will drag the best out of Tottenham today, is what I think. And
I actually wanted to get your thoughts on this because I agree with you. Like I agree with you like 100%. But there were a bunch of Spurs fans that I was hearing online, and what they were saying is actually we don't really beat the big teams. Because United, who we beat, are 13th, and I don't know. We lost to Arsenal, we lost to Chelsea, City. Everyone is beating right now because they're so out of it.
but they weren't
And
they weren't when we played them.
yeah, so that's the thing. That's what I think as well. They were like, oh, most of the teams that you beat are actually not big. Villa's been out of form. I'm like, Villa just beat City. But then they'll say City is out of form, so Villa beat it. Out of form City. And I'm just like, how many pretzels do you roll yourself into before you say, Spurs can beat the big teams? I honestly don't get it. Anyway, let's get to everyone else's predictions. Pranav's put in his lineup. Our predicted lineup can be Allison, Robbo, Gomez, Virgil, Trent, Gravenberch, McAllister, Diaz, Dominic, Sala, Jota. I mean, that looks great to me. That looks like a solid
Who's
lineup.
Dominic? Oh, Slobbersley.
Yeah, Soboslai,
Yeah, okay.
who I think is a good player. Like I
Just a
like
harmless
him a lot.
potato saying Robbo is suspended.
Oh, is he? For what?
Playing for Liverpool. He's
Anyway,
suspended for wearing a red top.
is 2-2 is what Just Harmless Potato is saying. What will be the predicted Spurs lineup? We did cover it. So from what I remember, it was Foster, um, Poro, Dragushin, Gray, Spence, and then the midfield we said Bissouma, Sar, and Madison, and then in the front we said Kulu, Dominic Solanke, and Sunny. That's what
Correct.
that's what we decided on.
Yeah.
And then Rinketic saying, Ash and Jose, you got my number. I can't watch the first 45 minutes. Just tell me if you're good or bad. Will do, mate. Will do. Um, and then Pranav saying, I'm going for a 1-4 win for Liverpool. Of course you are.
I wouldn't see it
Uh,
any other way. Liverpool supporters have got to back their team, haven't they?
yeah. Just a harmless potato saying, I take a draw, but we get to the League Cup final. Yeah, I would take this 100% every day of the week, twice on Sundays. My God, yes, I would. And then Brad saying, yep, I'll be there. I got 2 weeks off as well from tomorrow. Woo! Merry Christmas to
Enjoy
Brad.
your couple of weeks off, Brad. I've already been off for a week and I've got the next 2 off.
Yeah. Oh wow. Everyone has holiday except me. Pranav saying Spurs play so well against big teams, mentalities, next level. Jokes aside, my prediction is 1-2 win. Honestly, with Spurs 4-1, 1-2, 1-4, it's all the same. Like we can nobody knows what what happens. City, United, Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Villa, you guys stop everyone's form. Yeah, to be fair, Arsenal and Chelsea did beat us. But you never know with these things. Villa smacked Bayern. Yeah, that was a crazy game. Brad saying 3-3.
You will be entertained today, then, Brad, if you're going to the game and you get 6 goals.
Yeah. Robbo suspended. Shemtan saying 5-5. See, everyone's going draw. It's called Big Six. It don't matter where they are. Still the Big Six, and we battered City and United 4 times this season. Yep. I don't know if I could say this, but Manchester isn't red. Manchester is not blue. Manchester is Tottenham's BITCH. And then
She said that very quietly.
yeah. And then Daniel saying, Pranav saying, Robbo suspended. I forgot. Yes, so Simi or Kwanzaa. And then Domi is my current favorite player. Yeah, oh my God, what a great player. Red card against Fulham. Thank you. Not for playing for Liverpool.
He did. He played for Liverpool.
Yeah.
And got the red card against Fulham.
Fair enough. And then Pranav saying everything okay with Richarlison. Yeah, he's still in. You know what? With Richarlison, Pranav, you should take it for granted that he is injured. Okay.
Apparently,
I think
Arnie Slot's looking to sign him in January.
yes, please go ahead. You're very, very welcome to him. Unless told otherwise, he's injured. Daniel saying we beat City and United 4 times. It's not even Christmas yet. Yep. Just for that, this season's been great. Like just beating United and City twice over, both of them, home and away. Just I can't get over how great it is. And then he's always injured. One of the players that always got something. Yeah. What's wrong with him? He did well at Everton. Yeah,
He's
totally.
pining to move to Liverpool. Is what it is.
Yeah. Please take him off us. He's great. You'll love him so much. He's such a when he's fit, his feet work well, and he scores a lot of goals, and his conversion rate is really good. Liverpool fans will love him. No stamina concerns whatsoever. He can play a full 90 minutes. He's the best player. Please take him from us. And then Tigaro said, good evening, Jose and Ash. I won't see the game, but I'm hopeful. Have a great Xmas, everyone.
Yeah,
Merry
Tigaro,
Christmas to
mate.
you, Tigaro.
Hello.
And Brad saying we beat Everton, so win today, and we own Liverpool as well as Manchester.
True, yeah. The two Merseyside clubs will own. Yeah.
I mean,
Tottenham are just going and putting their pin in the map,
across
isn't they?
across England.
Across England, yeah.
I mean, they're pretty close as well, Manchester and Liverpool. So, anyway, that brings me to my match prediction. I think it's going to be 3-2 Spurs. I don't know why I feel like there's nothing to lose. There's no pressure on us. It might work out. Who knows? Maybe I'm just it's full copium, but whatever. Daniel saying, and people told us it was Ten Hag. Why and don't lose against United? Well, different manager for United, but same outcome. Yeah. And then Sonam is here saying common. Okay.
Come on, I think he means.
Oh, come on. No.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that. Sorry.
With a smiley face. With a smiley face.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs. Absolutely. So yeah, 3-2 Spurs. That I think brings an end to this this match day, pre-match, whatever show. Jose, what's next on Tel Cockerel?
Back tomorrow for the results of week 17's predictions, which finished today, and then it's the straight after, I'm doing the results for today, for this weekend, tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And straight after doing the results, we got to do week 18's predictions for the games that take place on Boxing Day. And it's ridiculous because once that's done, the games are played, that's done. On Saturday next week, I will be doing the results for week 18 and the predictions for week 19, which begin on Sunday's games. So at the moment, I'm pretty stacked with doing predictions and result shows at the moment. May make the odd appearance here and there as well, and people invite me. I'll make the odd appearance, but otherwise, yeah, I'm really stacked doing all the prediction shows for the great community that we have here at Tel Cockerel. If you haven't already, the membership link is pinned to the chat. Become a member of the family if you want. And also, yes, support the channel. We have a great community. We have people from all different clubs that come into our chat, and they all have great banter with each other. So yeah, so I'll be back tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Yes, Daniel. Tomorrow is the results for this weekend, and it's also the predictions for the games next week because obviously people may be away with their families at Christmas, and if they are, then the only time that I've got to do the predictions is tomorrow. So it'll be results for this week, predictions for next week. So it's a double stacked show tomorrow.
Yeah. Jimmy Talks Football is saying big up, using his membership chat to say big up, Jose. Thank you for everything you do for us. That's lovely. What a lovely sentiment to
Thank
end
you.
the show with. Everyone, in case you all forget, I also have a YouTube channel. It's called All About the WSL. The
Yeah.
link is in the chat. Please go subscribe. We have 314 subs, so we're quietly getting up there. And like this this what do you call it, next episode on Tuesday, we're coming out with a commonly asked questions about the WSL, because we realize a lot of people don't know how it all works. So just if you want to, if there are questions you have about the WSL, just tweet them at us on X. It's called at all about the WSL, so same handle. um and we'll try and get back to you in that video. And if you have any questions that we haven't answered in the video, you can put them in the comments. But definitely do subscribe, even if you don't watch women's football. Just subscribe because you love Spurs or you love football. And we cover all teams. So Liverpool fans, Pranav, welcome to join us, because we talk about all the WSL teams. Anyway, with that, we
Sorry,
come to the
hold on.
end of
You
the
got
show. Just one more thing. Thank you,
Adrian.
David.
Yeah, Adrian's there. Sorry, Adrian is saying hello, and he's going to the stadium to say, Adrian, I wish you all the best, and I hope you are entertained today, my friend.
Yep, entertained, but also nobody's angry after the game, because that scares me now.
So
Um,
Daniel says just before you stop, Daniel says, I know I got the sleep right. So yeah, you probably did. The last 5 games are being played today, and then just to answer in Ketic, there's no game tomorrow in Ketic. The next games are being played on Thursday and Friday of this week, but because it's Christmas Day, Boxing Day, and people are away with families, that's the reason why I'm doing the show tomorrow to cover the scores for this weekend and cover the fixtures that are being played Thursday and Friday. And then because they're only been playing Thursday and Friday, on Saturday I will do the predictions, sorry, the results for them games and the predictions for the games that start on Sunday of next week. It's really convoluted. It's just like within a short 10 days period or 14 days, we've got 4 sets of matches. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. So sorry, 2-1 says Adrian.
yeah, Adrian says 2-1, and he says Benfica is back after today's game. Yeah, we
Correct.
talked about that. Um, Thank you to David for his membership chat. Everyone else can become a member if they really want to. And thank you for Jimmy as well for using his membership chat. I always forget to use my membership chat. So everyone, you've been given that for a reason. Make sure you remember to use your membership, chat. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. Hopefully, we have an amazing game and we all get along with each other at the end of it. So, come on, you Spurs.
And good luck to everybody that's going to the game today. I hope you are
Yeah.
entertained.
And if anyone would like to go for the protest, I'm not telling you what to do, but if you want to go for the protest, make sure you get there early.
It's at 3 o'clock at the club shop, isn't it? So
yeah, that.
so
Anyway,
people
come on, you
enjoy yourselves today. Hope you get well. Let's go for the 3 points, eh? Let's send ourselves to Christmas and stuff that Scouse turkey.
Yep, absolutely. Bye bye.
See you later, everyone. Take care.